Hi, I'm Trina. Welcome to my cucina. Today we are making my go-to granola. It's camping season here in Colorado, and that means we need some easy, handy snacks. And I've been going to this Cookie and Kate healthy granola recipe, which I will link to in the notes section. I've been going to this for about a year now, and I haven't really changed much in it. It's perfection. So let's walk through how we make some healthy granola. First things first, let's talk setup and ingredients. You are gonna need a big baking sheet and some parchment paper, and you're gonna preheat your oven to 350. Then you're gonna need a big bowl, a big spoon, and some measuring cups and spoons. Pretty simple. In terms of ingredients, you're gonna mix up your dry things first, and then you're gonna add in all the wet stuff and then the add-ins. So your dry things, you're gonna start with 4 cups of oatmeal, a teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a cup and a half of nuts. I like here a mix of pecans, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. So I just buy them in bulk, and then I kind of mix up the ratio however I want. And sometimes I go a little extra, a little heavy. Note on the sea salt, you might want to adjust down a bit for finer grain, just in case it gets a little too salty. So you're gonna mix all that up. Then you're gonna do a half a cup each of maple syrup and olive oil or coconut oil. We've just been using olive oil because that's what we have on hand. Very simple. I think it's about a teaspoon of vanilla. You stir all that together and then you dump it out onto your cookie sheet. And then you bake it about 20 to 24 minutes. Around the halfway mark, I'll do like 11 minutes. I then add in about half a cup of coconut and then bake it for another 11 minutes. So that way it gets nice and toasty in there. And then once it's done at that like 20 to 24 minute mark, you take it out and let it cool for like 45 to 60 minutes. And then you add in 2/3 of a cup of dried fruit. We love craisins in here. We've also done a mix of craisins and dried blueberries, and that is also delicious. Without further ado, let's make up some granola. Now you're gonna mix in those dry ingredients that we talked about. You got your 4 cups of oats, your 1.5 cups of nuts, or a little more if you're like me. You're just slightly short of a teaspoon of salt. I go a little short for flavor. A very full half teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir, stir, stir. Now you start to add in all those wet ingredients, starting with your half a cup of maple syrup, then your half a cup of olive oil or coconut oil, then your teaspoon of vanilla, and you stir, stir, stir again. Pour out that beautiful granola onto your tray with your parchment paper. Do your best to get as much of it out of the bowl as you can. And then once you get it all out of the bowl, you're going to start to pat it down and getting it nice, even layer. And that patting down is what's going to help to get it to stick together. Get some nice clumps in your granola. Okay, we've got our oven to 350. We're going to put our granola in. We're big coconut fans here. So halfway through the bake, you take the granola out and you stir in some unsweetened shredded coconut, about half a cup. Stir, stir, stir. Get it kind of nice and mixed in there. Then pat her back down again. And then you just pop it in for another 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, now we've got pretty much finished granola that's cooled completely. And all we're gonna do now, add in our 2/3 cups, generous 2/3 cups of craisins. Okay, maybe it is a little more. And then you just start to break it up from there. I love to put it in a glass jar like this. I just think it looks really, really nice. But yeah, we'll break it up and then store it. And kind of that's about all she wrote on this. But here we go, let's give it a try. It's perfect. We tend to put these in little baggies when we go camping and just take them with us. There is a hazard that you'll get granola all over your car, but hey, it's worth it. So let me know if you've made a different kind of granola, this granola, in the comments, and I hope you enjoy. This is how I break apart my granola. Kind of twist up the parchment paper, break it up with your hands, and then I like to store it, like I said, in this glass IKEA jar. And then I just use the parchment paper and slide it on in.